Well, there we have it, guys. This is number 5 in unfinished projects. It's the 1954 Morris Minor, fiberglass tilt front, 4-inch roof chop. It's powered by a Holden straight 6 engine, 2 cubic inch. Fiberglass rear guards. These guards are 2-inch wider than standard. It did have 4-inch wider than standard guards on it, but they weren't very nice, so I bought some new ones. But the guards have to be radiused. As you can see, the wheel's too far back, has to be radiused through here. But I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm a bit confused. Jag fillers on the back. 10-bolt Salisbury diff with Isuzu trailing arm, well not trailing arms, but I can't think what you call those arms now, which I've only got on one side because the other side there wasn't enough room for an exhaust, so they left that one off. Yeah, you can see the quality of the wheel tubs and the chassis work. Yeah. But, it's one of those things that you think you're doing the right thing when you buy it, and then afterwards you sort of question yourself. It is Chev stud pattern wheels. They're the 5.5-inch lines I've got on the back at the moment, just to see what the radius of the guard has to be. But the I did have 8.5-inch lines on the back of it that fit quite nicely. But there's just things that really annoy me. Like one, they hacked up the dash, cut all the metal out of it, and then put this bloody nice piece of wood in, build a box section to go around the engine, because this had to be passed through registration, and the requirement was that the weight front and back had to be the same as what it was factory, which was I think it was 52-48% front and back. So to get the 52-48, they had to shift the 6-cylinder back almost back into the cab to make it virtually a mid-mounted engine. And then they carpeted it all and did this box section and stuff, but honestly the things turned out to be a nightmare, because there's so many things that aren't that flash on it. The roof chop was good. I like the roof. I like the fiberglass tilt front, but when you see some of the quality of the workmanship, you have to ask yourself, yeah, is it really that good? Like these pedals, they're it's that snug in here. Like, you can see how much room there is. Like, I'm touching the thing and there's my arm. There's not enough room in there for both of my feet, because I got size 15 feet. Another thing was cross member. They put nuts on the inside of the car, so if you want to take the cross member off, you have to pull the seat out just to get the bloody cross member off, which is ridiculous. Things like that just annoy me. Of course, you don't notice those things when you buy it. So yeah, it's, the worst thing is under the bonnet, which I'll show you in a second. I'll just tilt this bonnet up for you. Hang on a sec. Now this is a Holden Isuzu Gemini front end. Can anybody spot the problem? That they've actually welded it on top of the chassis rail. Amazing. Now the trouble with that is that this thing sits so low at the front that if I jump up and down on this rail at the front here, this will actually touch the ground. So, right, and the thing is, if you come up the other way, you go upwards, it bottoms out within an inch. So there's no upward travel at all, but heaps of downward travel, because they've mounted that so bloody close. So of course these are the where the shockers bolt into here, go down to the front end. It's been notched out here for the radiator that sits on an angle through here. The tilt front, which is pretty good. I don't mind the tilt front, but it's very gutted out there to fit the Holden 6 in, as you can see. But great big steel plate up there, which makes it awkward because when the motor's in there, there's no room for an air cleaner on top of the carby, stuff like that. It's I don't know. The thing was, it was a driver when I bought it, and of course I bought it in a dark shed, as you do. But the I got it home and it was going to be just chuck some petrol in it and we'll take it for a spin and all that. And I'm the sort of guy that doesn't trust other people's words for things. So I thought I'd climb underneath and just like check it out a bit. And what it had was in the back, it had a fuel tank that sat in here, like hanging down the bottom between the two leaf springs. Little skinny exhaust on one side, and it was actually an old oil reserve tank for a hydraulic off a truck or a tractor that they used as a fuel tank, and they'd bronzed the copper line into the tank. So I get underneath and I just touched the copper pipe with my arm accidentally, and the thing just broke off the tank and fuel went everywhere. And you think, God, lucky I just wasn't driving this thing around. But then this is all cut, had all sheet metal in here, so couldn't see any of this until I took it out. And so I want to redo it, and what I want to do is I actually want to put a tank up inside here behind where the back seat used to go, and then just run it up to the filler up there. That'll leave room to come over the axle with an exhaust pipe and run two mufflers down the back here, because this has got a flat floor, which means that the height of the floor in there, that's actually the bottom of the car. There is actually no room underneath. Want to see something funny? how's that for the size of a tail shaft? Nice. But you can see there's virtually no room for anybody to put their feet on the passenger side. It's sort of a, I don't know, a dog's breakfast. Is that what you'd want to call it? I think I would. And there's just too much dodgy welding, dodgy this, dodgy that, to actually put it on the road, because I wouldn't feel safe, because I don't know, it's like this stuff's only just it's tin plate, but it has been boxed across through there's a box section. Well, part of it's been done okay and part of it hasn't been, and it's sort of yeah, I don't know what to do. So that's why it's sat here for so long, because it's I don't want to do I don't want to do a half-hearted, like you're virtually sitting in the back, right, because it's tubbed and everything else, and it's legal, it's registered with the 6-cylinder in it, only weighs 800 kilos with the engine and everything. The engine I got from my nephew out of his car. It's about 285 horse 202s, taking out the 208 cubes, extensive headwork and everything else, and roller rockers and whatnot. So, you know, 280 odd horse in an 800 kilo car, it's quite zippy, I would think. But I don't know whether to go just cut the body off and start again with another chassis, a proper chassis, or you know, because things like these bars that come down here, these here, because the exhaust is on this side, that's in the way of the extractors. All this sort of stuff is, I don't know, hard to explain, but you can see, like, even like this one's welded more forward than the one on the other side. It's sort of, everything's sort of, I know I'm mumbling, I'm lost for words. The roof was a good job. Whoever did the roof did a good job of the chop top. But I ended up making a mistake, I guess. I bought some Trackstar 3.5 inch wide Trackstar for the American racing wheels, and at the time, get this off there, probably won't be able to get it out with one hand. Now, at the time when I bought these, they were fairly new design, and they were actually in the 3.5s. They were only spindle mounts, but I talked them into drilling them to Chev stud pattern for me, and would you believe it, these things cost me $850 each to get from America to here, which ain't very cheap. But I thought that's alright, because the back ones that they made some 17 by 9.5s and 17 by 11s, and that's what I wanted to run on the back, some 17 by, probably the 17 by 11s. But because I waited so long, they don't make the rear ones anymore. They only make the beadlock drag racing type in the Trackstars now. So I sort of shot myself in the foot with that one. So I don't know whether to sell these or what to do with them. I've got the front tyres there for them, and you like my little mufflers here. So I was going to use at the back, just 2 of those, nothing else. Should be quite loud. Yeah, I really am dribbling because I'm lost for words. There is a big story that comes with this car, how I came about getting it, but I might have to wait for another video because otherwise it's going to be too bloody long. Look at me bloody messy shed. That's my engine sitting under there. That's the old engine that come out of it. It's got a Trimatic Trans 3-speed auto that's shift kitted with 3000 stall converter and stuff. But yeah, what else can I tell you? Not a lot. But yeah, I was going to do this as a retro. Well, to start off with, I was going to do it as a show car, right? That's what I really wanted it for. But then, after watching some people on YouTube, I sort of wanted to go that retro look. So I saw one of these done almost exactly the same with the same roof chop as this in, I think it was England. That was just like a dark grey undercoat, or a dark grey colour. I think it was undercoat, and just with black shiny rims and like really low, and it looked tough as. So I'll probably go down that direction. I've got some ideas, but the thing is, everyone knows I'm broke as a bloody whatever, so it's just going to sit here for a while. But I won't get rid of it. I get pestered about selling it. Someone keeps asking me if they want to buy it, but I think it's one of those things that, I don't know, who cares if I'm 60 years old and still plodding around with the bloody thing. It's that's the fun of it, I guess. But it's I don't know. Well, I think that's about all the whinging I can do. You can see how bad stuff is on it. Anyway, cheers guys.